Hey, Adam,
Geez,
one
why,
thing.
why do you think they call bumpers, Gary?
I don't know.
Because they come at the beginning, at the end, like bumpers.
Alex, you're a marketing guy. Do you like that design behind Paul? Does that SEWT logo thing look pretty cool to you?
Hey, I forgot to hit the record button.
Yeah, that's really professional, isn't it?
Well, this is a professional podcast.
I met her in a parking lot and was handed 2 little Yorkies. And the only person I knew that knew Yorkies was Paul. So I called Paul and said, Paul.
CEWT Talk is a weekly 20-minute podcast brought to you by the Continuing Education and Workforce Training Division of Idaho State University's College of Technology. Find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and SoundCloud and subscribe today. Now it's time to get started with CEWT Talk.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to CEWT Talk, our weekly podcast here at Idaho State University's Continuing Education and Workforce Training. I am one of your co-hosts, Paul Dickey. I'm the Video Instruction Manager and Apprenticeship Coordinator here at CEWT. And as always, joining us is Raylan Price, our Interim Director. Raylan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Paul. It's an awesome
Excellent.
day today. We're
It
wrapping
is.
up a great week, a very productive week. So it's been
Yes.
good.
Yeah, it's as people know, we typically record these on a Friday, and it's a great way to end off the week, kind of something really light, and as we head into the weekend.
And how are you, Angie, on our fabulous Friday?
I'm doing well. It's a bit dreary outside, which honestly, it beats the mounds of snow we've had lately. I can tell you though that today we are continuing our Every Student Has a Story series, and our guest today is Jessica Frist. Jessica, can you take a few minutes to tell us about yourself?
Sure. Thank you first for having me on the podcast. So my name is Jessica Frist, and I am a returning ISU student after about 20 years.
Wow.
I first started out here at ISU when I was 17, right after I graduated high school, and I met my husband and we started having a family, so I didn't quite finish. And so I've spent a lot of the last couple of decades raising my family, and I got into education just basically being involved in my kids' schools, which led to parent committees and then substitute teaching. And then I took on some teaching jobs. And I still currently work in the education field, and I love it. But over the summers, I was involved in a program called American Indian Services Prep. And we had all Native students who were middle school and high school age. And we got to come here to the ISU campus and teach them using some of the classrooms in the Rendezvous building. And just kind of really sparked my interest in really wanting to come back and finish my degree. And we got to do really fun things like tour the Ames building and look into all of the College of Tech stuff, which was just really sparked my interest. And so originally I started out in the nuclear tech program.
Okay.
But as I went through it was kind of the pre-semester to it, I kind of realized maybe it wasn't quite for me. Just didn't quite fit with my family life and things like that. So I looked into the business technology. And so now I'm double majoring in accounting and administrative technology, and really enjoying this program. So
That's excellent. Very nice.
So Jessica, you came to ISU and then you left because you were concentrating on your family, and then you're returning now. When you originally came to ISU, what were you trying to study then?
I could not decide. I got to the point where they were like, you have to decide. And I'm like, I have no idea. So, and I did well in some classes and didn't do so great in other classes. And I just think I wasn't quite ready maybe, or, just didn't really have a direction that I wanted to do. I have a lot of things that I'm really interested in and want to do, but I couldn't ever narrow down a choice. I mean, I was taking Japanese and amongst other things. And so I love things like medicine, and I wasn't really into the technology side. My brother, he graduated from College of Technology. And so I'd come up here and visit him, but back then it just didn't feel, it was kind of a man's world here. I'm sure there were still some women that were in the programs, but it didn't feel like it was a place for me. So it's kind of funny that come around full circle, and then I'm just really enjoying the College of Technology.
That's awesome. So if you could compare yourself from a 17-year-old attending the university to now with the place that you are in your life, what differences do you find?
I think that I've just grown to, I mean, I've always loved education, but I've really grown to appreciate the value of it. And I've just grown to a spot where it's like, this is something I'm doing for me, and something that is a life goal that I need to complete. And I'm here and I'm committed to getting through it and doing this for myself.
That's awesome.
Okay, so you say that it's a life goal and you're committed to doing it, but what was the spark that said, I want to go back?
It's always just been on my mind throughout the years, just bugged me that I never completed it. And I've always talked about wanting to have my degree. Obviously things like money is always a driving force behind it, but it still is, just like I said, that personal goal that I want to have that achievement and just say, yeah, I did this. So
yeah. So
Yes,
that
yeah,
time
so-
that you, go ahead, Angie.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the time that you spent this summer with those Native American students, is that kind of that last kind of spark, as you would, that just kind of propelled you to say, okay, now I'm ready. I'm going to do this.
And so where I'm at in life is my kids are getting older. I actually have 2 daughters that are attending the College of or the Adult Education Department right now.
Oh, nice.
And I teach middle school. I have kids that have students that have gone on to high school, and I'm always just really encouraging them to continue their educations. And I thought, I've got to show them that, if I don't continue my education, I'm going in and showing them we could still do it. And no matter what comes up in life.
That was my next question is, what kind of support have you gotten from your family? I mean, because, I'm sure your kids look at you as mom, and, and now you pursuing this degree. What was kind of their reaction to you going back?
I've had nothing but immense support from my family, my friends, and that was another thing that led me here, was that I have friends who had completed the START program, and I was really interested in it for a long time and kept telling them, oh, I should probably go do that. I should go do that. So I finally did. And I have nothing but amazing things to say about the START program. So.
Well, why don't you say some amazing things about the START program?
Sure. So the START program, I feel, really set me up for success. I think it removes a lot of barriers, especially in the area of just catching up to speed. It's been a lot of years since I've been here, and things have changed a lot. So it helped me with navigating the technology side of things. Everything, registration has changed, financial aid, all the processes to get in. Those have all changed. And among that, they've taught me just a well-rounded view of how to get through certain classes. So even things like doing research and writing research papers, utilizing the library, and just helping me get caught up to speed on maybe like math skills, things like that, where it helped to get me into certain programs or to bump me up past having to take maybe some of the lower level math courses that would have cost me time and money. And I'm going to school now with a few people who one has gone through the START program with me. And then there's a couple of other ladies who have returned to school like we have. And, we've been able to help them struggle through certain things. And they have wished that they knew about the START program before they came back and started in. But yeah.
So, what do you think has been the most rewarding thing about coming back to school?
Just really the self-confidence that I've been able to build, and just believing in myself and being able to say, yeah, I know it's hard, but I can do it and I can get through it, and I can build a network of support. And that's been great. So.
Excellent,
I will
excellent.
tell you, I actually know Jessica personally, and she's such an inspiration.
Oh,
So she was recommended to us by someone in the START program to interview, but I just happened to know her. And what I really think is interesting is that she's going back on this educational journey when she's actually been in education for some time. So, Jessica, can you tell us just a little bit about your journey to becoming the teacher that you are now and what you teach?
Yeah. So actually I began substitute teaching for a really tiny little school out in the Riverside area. And it led to a position that needed to be filled as a kindergarten teacher. I had about 6 to 7 students, and it was just the most fun I have ever had. And unfortunately, our little school had to shut down during COVID, and they chose not to reopen. So from there, I went on to the Blackfoot School District, and I work as a Indian education paraeducator. And so I get to track the students in our school and help them, tutor them. And we also provide cultural activities for them and just create a safe place of belonging within the school for them. But I get to go to all their classes and work alongside the teachers there. And that way I know what the students are doing and the material they need. And so we don't have school on Fridays. So I've set up a tutor program that I'm holding in in Fort Hall. So that way on Friday afternoons, they can just come down in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club. They've given me a spot there. And so if my students need extra help or to catch up on stuff, they just can come down and meet with me and help get caught up on assignments that way.
that's so awesome.
Yeah.
So why did you choose to not continue pursuing education?
Education.
Uh-huh.
Well, my mom's a teacher, and so I've had a lot of experience in educational field just helping her.
Uh-huh.
And it's really more, it comes down to my age and the time that I have left to work and before retirement, being able to build up a retirement and that sort of thing. So it kind of came down to that.
Okay.
So, I mean, you've worked with this the Native American organization in Fort Hall, and you're providing tutoring. What is your age group of the students that you tutor, and what kind of subjects are you tutoring them in?
Sure. So far I've had anywhere from 6 all the way through college student. Last week I
Wow.
tutored a fellow college student that's been taking a class that I took last semester.
Oh,
So
wow.
and then the subjects can range from anything. My strongest is math and science, that type of thing. But it could be anything they need help with, English, science, whatever.
Excellent, excellent. So, what is your goal then? I mean, you're pursuing the business technology degree. So, what do you think that you'd like to do in the degree once you finished?
Well, here comes that problem of deciding something again. But really, the reason why I picked accounting and administrative technology is because I can really go anywhere with it, and I can do so many different things with it. But I really enjoy the accounting portion of it, and I also like basically analyzing data, that type of thing. So I'm still exploring that. I haven't done my CPI program yet or anything. So originally my goal was doing nuclear tech and then going out to INL. So I thought, well, if that doesn't work out, I could still maybe go out to INL and do accounting out there or some kind of data
I
entry
hear
or
they're always
something.
hiring. They're always
Yeah.
hiring.
So do they have within your program, is it required to be a CPI, do a CPI program, or is that a choice for you?
You
to
know,
do
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I've just talked about it with Dwayne, and so that was the plan, is to get me set up with some experience that way.
That's great.
And for
So-
those of you who are unaware of the CPI program, that's a career path internship program here at Idaho State University. And typically departments have some funds to send students out for internships. Typically, they like to see them out in the community with business partners. That is free to businesses. The university does pay the CPI wage, but businesses are free to add to that wage.
So Jessica,
Exciting.
what has been like one of the biggest challenges coming back to school?
Obviously financial. I work less because I'm at school more. And then just having a family and everything, I have a lot on my plate. So I have to really be careful about how I schedule things and manage my time well. So if it's not school or work, it's homework. And then sometimes I schedule a date night in with my husband since we don't see each other much now. But
So how much longer do you have left, Jessica?
I should graduate next spring.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So I
So-
have a go ahead, Paul.
Okay, no, you go right ahead.
Okay. So I do have a question that kind of comes back to where you were with your tutoring and the START program. Have you seen any correlations between what you learned in the START program with like involving that in your tutoring, or more specifically, how has being in the START program changed how you tutor, or has it at all?
I don't know that it has changed it. I think it's maybe motivated me to, because this is the tutoring session that I built was something that I had an idea of, and my boss was just like, yeah, you could work remotely and go ahead, start that, So just connecting with different community members and making more things available to our students, making it more accessible, because some of those students have to try to get to our school in Blackfoot from Fort Hall. And so I've partnershiped and worked with the Chauvin Transit to make sure they can schedule buses that can take our students back and forth. That's only when we have Friday schools where they have certified teachers at school from 9 a.m. to noon, and they help the students that way. And so this was just another option because some kids maybe can't make it to the bus or don't want to get up that early on a Friday, and I don't blame them. So I thought, why not do an afternoon session where it might be easier for them to get down there and work on stuff.
So if you were talking to someone who was interested in returning to college or after so many years, what would be your biggest advice to them?
Yeah, I definitely promote the START program. I think it is a great program for anyone, any walk of life. And it helps to build those connections and realize that no matter where you come from and the hurdles that you face and the hardships that you go through, there are people out there that care, and there are people that can become kind of your tribe that will back you up and be there as a support. And so, yeah, definitely. I always encourage people to go to the START program.
Excellent.
Well,
Thank you.
We are very, very close to being out of time. We have a little bit less than 2 minutes left. So I'm going to give a little bit of information about what Jessica just talked about. The START program is located on Idaho State University's Pocatello campus in the Roy F. Christensen building. You can find them on the web at isu.edu/start. And you can call them at 208-282-4359. Jessica, it has been so great having you on. I think you're such an inspiration. Thank you again for allowing us to talk to you about how you made the choice to come back to school and your journey here. And Paul, do you want to wrap us up?
I'll wrap us up. Jessica, again, thank you for being on the show. Really appreciate it. Angie, can't do this without you. Raylan, as always, thank you for being here. You always, it's always nice to have you with us. Now, if anyone wants to check out our offerings, they can visit our website at cetrain.isu.edu. You can email us at cetrain@isu.edu, or you can call us at 208-282-3372. And this podcast is for reaching out to our community and giving information. If you enjoy this podcast, please like, share, and subscribe, and be safe out there.